This is Silicon Dreams. It's three-dimensional, categorized by low detail, reflective surfaces, indefinable environments, and surreal compositions. It's at once calming and distinctly uncanny. It can be found in the earliest Pixar short films, its animated TV idents, educational video games. It can present as a collection of disparate ideas, but can also be complex. It feels nostalgic, reaching not for a specific time or place, but for a time between times. Silicon Dreams is lonely. It's not a style per se, but the visual language of a burgeoning technology. But make no mistake, its look was not intentional. It was defined by the very thing that created it: limitation. By the 80s, the look of the digital world had already been designed. It was optimistic, a corporate utopia owing to the retro-futurist style that was so popular across science fiction. Chrome surfaces, airbrushed gradients, and infinite horizontal grids. Postmodern movements like the Memphis Group were embracing synthetic materials for a manufactured future: plastics, epoxy, and artificial colors. Tron unlocked the possibilities of the virtual space, an endless playground restricted only by the imagination and the computing power. Technology groups like Magi completed the digital effects using 3D software developed in-house.
Guess where I came from? A computer.
Magi's software, Synthavision, relied on constructive, solid geometry instead of the more flexible, mesh-based modeling. Its shapes were smooth but rigid. They fit the vision of Tron but lacked realism. At the University of Utah, that quest had already begun.
Ivan Sutherland had come here to teach, but it was his graduate students who solved most of the problems in making realistic pictures entirely out of numbers.
In 1972, Ed Catmull demonstrated what was possible in the world of computer graphics with his computer-animated hand. It was composed of 350 hand-drawn polygons animated in software he wrote himself.
Highlights, shading, textures. Each process required the development of a mathematical formula that would turn the simplest possible original description into a highly complex image.
The next improvement on that was done by a guy named Fong at University of Utah.
Researcher Buituong Fong developed a method to interpolate basic mesh surfaces to give them depth and shading. The Fong reflection model combined ambient, diffused, and specular passes to simulate realistic light hitting a surface. Only 2 years later, Catmull solved texture mapping on 3D surfaces. Catmull and Jim Clark created a groundbreaking algorithm for subdividing faces, allowing for ultra-detailed models without the need for arduous refinement.
There was a group of students, and magic happened in that time. A lot of good ideas happened, and it just kept rolling forth.
Out of the blue, we get contacted that Lucasfilm was looking for somebody to bring technology into the film industry.
With the financial investment of George Lucas, Catmull's advancements in computer graphics began to appear in film. Companies like Robert Abel and Associates, they saw the potential. They applied these tools to commercials.
I said, I want to buy one of your systems. And they said, oh, you are in the flight simulator business? I said, no, we make film, special effects, and commercials. And he said, well, how could you possibly want to use this? And we said, just trust us. You look at things, and then you say, you know, it's being used for A, but if I used it for B, it could really be a valuable tool.
The software was finally able to transplant their wildest ideas on screen. Now the only constraint was the hardware. In the 90s, even high-end silicon graphics computers, where Silicon Dreams found its name, averaged only 64 megabytes of RAM. with so little memory to store geometry, textures, and other essential data, practical limits were placed on designers. A complex shape could feature up to a few hundred polygons compared to the millions at its disposal today. Textures were low resolution by necessity, often less than 100 pixels in size. Rendering a single image could take hours, sometimes days, given the complexity of the scene. But it's within the necessary confines of these programs that creativity flourished, and designers found a new freedom. The airbrushed gradients of the 80s, those became low-res textures stretched across a surface. The clean edges of postmodernism were traded for polygons. Programs like Bryce 3D eventually made ray-traced rendering achievable at home. Users could easily create volumetric haze, fractal landscapes, and even liquid. Shiny, reflective chrome instead appeared as smooth plastic, a Phong shader's approximation of reflection. Designers embraced the artifice. Vast, detailed sci-fi worlds became vague, undefined spaces, not enough geometry to fill them. Designers embraced this as well. With no global illumination, light could not bounce between surfaces, so objects felt untethered from their reality, floating. These were music videos, children's TV shows, games like Myst that featured expansive, playable worlds. There was structure, but no life. Without complex simulations, their rivers were still, and their wind didn't blow. These weren't moments, just memories. For me, the aesthetic is a reminder of a time between times when the medium was unsure of itself. It's that Windows screensaver, the one that could entrance you for hours on a slow day if you let it, ever growing and ever fading. It's that book that captivated you with a single glance, the one you happened upon in the coldest corners of the library. Now nothing but a fever dream. Like its existence, its environments are liminal. They're distinctly inexplicable, yet instantly evocative. You begin to search for something, anything familiar. Silicon Dreams is desolate, littered with plastic statuettes, like toys taken out to pasture. They're not defective, in fact, they're all flawless. Everything fits, but nothing belongs. To try and recreate the aesthetic now would be an affectation. It was an exciting new technology striving for realism, and when the speed of ideas eclipsed the capacity of the hardware, it birthed something else entirely. Silicon Dreams vanished not because it evolved, but because it ultimately succeeded. So tell me, what does Silicon Dreams mean to you?